Our phones are basically slot machines for that destructive kind. But here's the good news. We can absolutely take back control. We can actually train our brains to crave the good stuff. We can naturally boost healthy dopamine with simple things like meditation, exercise, getting good sleep, or even just listening to your favorite music. It's all about rewiring our brains for long-term fulfillment, not cheap, short-term thrills.
Okay, so we've figured out the problem and we get the science behind it. Now for the really good part, the actual practical blueprint for getting things done. This is how you build a system to actually follow through.
Here's a brilliant way to look at it. Stop thinking of your goal as some vague wish. Instead, treat it like a movie you're about to produce. And what does every single great movie need to have before filming can even begin? A script.
So the method is simple. First, you need the big idea. That's the title of your movie, your main goal. Second, you write the script. This is your detailed plan of attack. Third, you break that script down into individual scenes. These are the small, manageable, micro goals. And the final, most important step of all, you have to realize that you are the director. This quote just nails it. Your mind, with all its excuses, its fears, its desire to procrastinate, it's just an actor. And on a movie set, the actor doesn't call the shots, the director does. You are the director. You decide what happens next. You get to yell, action. All right, so you have your script. You know that you are the director. But there's one last critical piece to this puzzle. What's the fuel that's actually going to power this whole production and keep it moving forward? Because a perfect plan is just words on a page without the raw energy you need to actually execute it. And that energy has to come from somewhere incredibly powerful.
Steve Jobs captured this idea perfectly. He talked about something called the deathbed mentality. It's this profound idea that when you remember your time is limited, it makes everything clear. It sounds a little dark, but it's not about being morbid. It's about being focused. So let's make this really personal. I want you to ask yourself this question right now. If you found out today, for a fact, that you only had 6 months left to live, what would you immediately stop putting off? What goal would instantly go from a nice-to-have to an absolute life-or-death emergency? That's your answer.
And that feeling you just imagined, that intense focus, that is necessity. And it is the ultimate fuel. When a goal becomes a requirement instead of just a choice, all the excuses, all the procrastination, it just melts away. You just do it because you have to.
So here's the final takeaway. Don't wait for some life-changing diagnosis to create that urgency for you. You have to manufacture it yourself. Turn your most important goal into an emergency. Today, stop overthinking it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The script is written. You're the director. Your emergency is now. Action.